All right, the right fits. We are back on February 3rd, 2024. And just to give you guys a brief update, real quick, what happened last week was that we had an attack on our military in the Middle East. This was in Jordan or Syria, on the border between Jordan and Syria and Lebanon. And I wanted to bring up this example real quick because it just gives, this is America's foreign policy, not only in the Middle East, but abroad. This is in a small context to show you how America's foreign policy works. And then also bring you back to the Middle East, why it's a particularly important situation on the ground. Well, three U.S. military members have been killed, and it was by an Iranian proxy, like I said, in Jordan, on the Syrian-Jordan border, also with Lebanon. So all the three of those countries meet up right there, and we're legally allowed to be in Jordan because their government invited us. We're not legally allowed to be in Syria or Lebanon because their governments did not invite us. Now, you might not know this, but our government doesn't care whether these other governments invited us or not. So we don't care whether it's legal. Under international law, it's not legal to just invade a sovereign nation, right? But we make it legal all the time because America, as that's one of the powers you are imbued, you give yourself, right, as the most powerful country on earth. We say we're allowed to break international law because we set international law, we set the precedent. And so when we decide not to do something, right, it's therefore legal or whatever. And right now we're in occupying Syria, Jordan, and Lebanon, right? Whereas obviously Jordan did invite us, we're allies of them. Lebanon is not our ally, and Syria is very much not our ally, with Assad there. And we've been heading up the Syrian, Obama tried to even send troops into Syria, and American people shut that shit down quickly. We were like, hell no. But so you just see, so we're on this, like, all three of these borders meet up, and we're in the middle of that on purpose, right? In the middle of those three countries' business on purpose, right? We're just there, so we're easy targets for all these militant groups, right? Which doesn't get any of these people to stop. Both Republicans and Democrats who are now using this as attack for a reason to go to war with Iran, which is crazy. There's no reason we should go to war with Iran. And even Iran told the people who did the attack, you guys got to chill because this is not cool. More or less, that's what the terrorists came out and said. We didn't mean to cause this much death. That's essentially what they came out and said. So they're not trying to cause more tensions, because both Iran and the U.S. do not want to go to war with each other. Unfortunately, some of the proxies of Iran may, and Israel definitely wants to go to war. They're already trying. Israel's in Gaza right now, but there are people already talking about invading Lebanon, which it would just be a crazy idea, and trying to draw us in, essentially, because this is no doubt not only a proxy war with the U.S. and Iran, what's going on in Gaza with the Israelis, but it's also Israel's proxy war with the West, essentially. They're using us in a lot of the ways to use our army against their foes, right? So they're using our taxpayer dollars, essentially, to defend themselves. Which, okay, I mean, if the U.S. military is going to be outstretched everywhere, whatever, I guess better go to our allies than our enemies. But essentially what Israel's now done is it's not only overspilling to the south with Yemen, right? Yemen, I talked about this the other day. Yemen's starting to cause that blockade. And now into the north, into Syria and Lebanon, our U.S. troops are being slaughtered. More politicians, both sides, Democrat and Republican, both want to go to war. That's bipartisan in America. War is always bipartisan. And it's just getting crazy right there. I'm a little worried about this spilling into World War III territory, but we'll see where it ends up. The Right Fits. Peace out.